on the agenda unless authorized by law. Those members of the public wishing to speak are asked to come forward to the microphone and state their name for the record. All speakers will be limited to a period of 5 minutes. And again, this would be for items not on the agenda. If you're listed on the agenda, then there'll be a separate opportunity to speak on those. Is there anyone who'd like to come up and address the Planning Commission at this time? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Move on to the consent calendar. We have one item on the consent calendar, which is to approve the Planning Commission meeting minutes of July 6th, 2015. Are there any?
Move for approval. Second.
Okay. All in favor, vote. This isn't working. No, the one that's supposed to... Anyway, the vote is 3 in favor.
Your vote is showing on the front display panel.
Okay. The vote is 3 in favor and 2 not here. Thank you. New business. The first item of business will be for minor use permit 15-8 for 1913 Ocean Avenue. Could we have a staff report, please?
Thank you, Chairperson and fellow commissioners. Tonight on item 2, we'll be looking at address 913 Ocean Avenue for minor use permit 1518 to allow the reduction of residential units from 4 to 3 by modifying the front building, including modifications to the front balcony, addition of a rear deck, and roof deck on a non-conforming property. This property is located on the north side of Ocean Avenue between Main Street and 10th Street in the RHD 20 Old Town District. The property, as you can see, is located adjacent to the Main Street specific plan, which is adjacent to El Burrito Jr. number 2. And then on the opposite side is a multi-unit residential property, which is to the east. The current front unit has an upstairs and lower unit consisting of 2 units, with the rear unit located right here has a garage on the bottom floor and 2 other units within the structure. As you can see in the back here, we have 2 single car garages. The property is non-conforming due to one density because the property site is only 2,750 square feet. It's required to have 2,178 per dwelling unit, and with 4 dwelling units, it's well below the minimum. It's also deficient due to parking, due to the fact that we have only 2 parking stalls, and it's for the number of units it currently has, it's required to have 8. And then due to setbacks, as you can see in this rear, the setback on the garage and that other unit, both of them sit on the property line. With this application, though, since they are not adding any habitable square footage, in fact, if you look at the numbers, they are actually decreasing it. They are able to reduce the number of units and add on exterior treatments such as the 2 roof decks. Again, you can see right here that with the proposed site plan that we have it's sitting right on the property line, but this is the structure that we are actually addressing this evening. This is the only one that will have any alterations. The change in the elevations will be the exterior roof deck on top, the elimination of stairs from the bottom floor going to the second floor, since the unit will now be accessible through the front door and have stairways within the structure itself. The changes to the first floor floor plan, they will be taking this kitchen and expanding it, altering the bedrooms because both the first floor and the second floor are identical currently, and they will be adding a stairway located in this area where there's not one located currently, moving the bathroom over, and having a bedroom area and a den-type structure off of that bedroom. On the second floor, we will be eliminating the kitchen and adding, expanding the living room right here. Again, the stairway that comes up, and we'll be putting the bathroom and the closet over in this area and extending this deck out, which is located at the rear of the property. Also, the front balcony, which is how they access the second unit currently, will be closed off to just be a balcony and then have the stairs go up to access the roof deck. As you can see currently, it has a gable roof, so they will be extending this wall up in the front to make it a parapet type wall and creating this roof deck with the staircase that's coming down. The height of the building will not change. In fact, currently it's approximately 24 feet, and it will be under 24 feet with the railing for the roof deck. Before you, we did receive some correspondence from the unit behind this location, and they were in objection to the modifications here, mainly due to the roof deck, stating that it would affect their views. This structure, as you saw in the site plan, is pushed closer to Ocean Avenue rather than the alleyway, and in between it is another structure that is approximately the same height, so there would be relatively no change in the view from the rear property. And with that, that concludes my presentation. If you have any questions, I recommend approval of minor use permit 15-8.
Thank you. Do you have a question this time? Do you, Deb, have anything at this time?
Not now, but I would like to hear if there's anyone who has anything to say first.
Okay. Then we'll open the hearing. Would anyone in the audience like to come up and speak to this issue? In particular, if the applicant, Kay McDonald, is present? No?
Chairperson? She is not here this evening. The architect is here.
Okay.
If you have any questions of the architect.
All right. Then we'll let you speak last in case there's something to respond to. Okay. Is there anyone else in the audience? Would you like to come up and speak to this issue? You need to come up so they're on the mic. Is that correct?
Madam Chair, she needs to come to the podium.
If you could come up and give us your name, please, and your...
Hi, my name is Valerie Curbs, and I currently reside in the building behind this one that's in question.
Okay.
And so I was just curious if there was anything that was going to change to the back building over the garages, if there's a roof deck that's going to be built or any stairs that would block, because currently I have a partial ocean view, and if anything gets built above that, I won't be able to see.
And the answer to that question is?
That would be no. It's going to stay within its confines of these four walls currently, and this is the building in the back, so everything will be done to this front building right here.
And how high is it, the deck going to be, or the railing?
The railing to the top of will be just under 24 feet.
And is there any future plans to do anything to that back building? that you know of?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak to this issue? If not, then we'll close our hearing and open it to discussion by the members of the board. Fine. Okay, then we'll entertain a motion on this issue. Motion? Move for approval.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion, it's been seconded. Will you vote, please? Okay, we have, can't see any lights. Oh, I have to do this first, okay. This is my first time to do this meeting, in case you haven't noticed. So we have 3 in favor.
Yes. Motion passes.
Motion passes.
And Madam Chair, this is the approval of Resolution 15-18 is the final decision of the Planning Commission. There is a 10-day appeal period to the City Council, and the 10 days starts tomorrow.
Okay. In that case, we'll move on to item 3 on our agenda, which is the conditional use permit 15-6 for 215 Seal Beach Boulevard. May we have a staff report, please?
Good evening. Tonight, we have applicants Soretta Fielding and Jim Saunders requesting approval to increase the number of children from 15 to 20 in an existing preschool and alter an interior wall to provide a second bathroom stall at 215 Seal Beach Boulevard. The subject site is developed with a 2-story building consisting of a second-floor residential unit and a first-floor commercial preschool located on the west side of Seal Beach Boulevard. Applicant Soretta Fielding is a tenant of the second-floor residential unit and the owner-operator of the preschool on the first floor. The existing preschool operates with 2 teachers to care for 15 preschool children, ages 2 to 6. The play area is enclosed with a vinyl fence and is located at the rear of the property. The subject site is considered to be non-conforming because the preschool was originally established when daycare centers were permitted by right without a CUP, and the property does not have a garage on site. The 2010 zoning code update adopted new regulations that require a conditional use permit for child daycare centers. The preschool on this subject site has remained in operation and maintained its status as a non-conforming use without resulting in any complaints to the city regarding noise, drop-off, or any of those items associated with the preschool. The applicant is requesting approval to increase the number of students from 15 to 20 without increasing the number of the number of teachers, because the state requirement is only to have 1 teacher for every 12 students. The parking nonconformity will not be impacted because the new 2010 code requires 1 parking space per teacher. So without increasing the number of teachers, we will not increase the parking demand. An existing green curb is located in front of the preschool and will continue to be utilized for drop-offs and pickups. The only alteration that is required as part of this request is the need for an additional restroom stall. The state requires 1 stall for every 15 students, so the applicant is requesting approval to alter an existing wall to accommodate a second bathroom stall and provide ADA compliance. The existing preschool on the subject site is permitted to continue operating by caring for 15 students and not making any alterations to the existing building. The request tonight is for the increase in the number of students, which will not increase the parking demand, and with approval of the interior wall alteration, will result in an ADA-compliant restroom, which will bring the building more into conformity with the California Building Code. The Seal Beach Municipal Code permits changes to non-conforming structures, provided the California Building Code is met. The preschool proposes to maintain its existing operations. The hours of operations will not change. And this concludes staff's report. Staff is available for any questions.
Thank you. Do you have any questions at this time? Deb?
I do. So, How long has the applicant been in this location?
At this location, 2007 was the establishment.
That's what I understood, okay. And there have never been any complaints or
No,
problems
not in
with
that time.
drop-offs and pickups and children?
That's correct.
Okay. That was, my concern was for the residents and having heard no complaints.
That's
that would be
correct.
fine.
Okay. In that case, we'll open the public hearing now. Is Serena Fielding here today? Would you like to come up and speak and let us know what's going on there?
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Soretta Fielding. I've lived in Seal Beach for 40 years. I've had a preschool for most of that time. Many of my parents are here tonight in support. I love what I do. I love this town, and I just want to increase my capacity at 215 by 5 students. I think that it's important to have quality and affordable child preschools in town. I think it helps the community have people that come into town. They have the ability to have their students in close proximity to where they live, and I think that's really important. And that's all I have to say. I thank you very much.
Okay. Do either of you have any questions?
Serena, you own this building.
Serena?
What you said earlier?
Could you come back to the microphone, please?
This building that you're in now, do you own this or you lease it?
No, I lease this building. I have an 8-year lease on this building, which is part of the packet that I presented.
'Cause I thought you said earlier that you owned a building. You had two, and one you owned.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Did you have any questions?
No, not at this time.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to open the public hearing to anyone else that would like to speak on this issue. We did receive lots of correspondence, which was shared with us. So we did get all your letters.
Hi, good evening. My name is Pete Papageorgis, resident of Seal Beach and also a parent of now my third kid going through Serena's preschool. While I lived in Old Town, when we first moved here a number of years ago, I didn't even know there was a preschool there. So that kind of speaks to the fact that it's a lot of the neighbors didn't even know there's a preschool there. But all my children have gone through. I'm on my third kid going through the preschool. And as Soretta spoke to, I do think it's important to have an option in town. Right now, we had a couple of the playgroups, but those are co-ops. And for working families, where we don't have that flexibility, having a local preschool was an incredible blessing for us. The request, I have a student who's in that facility right now. Literally, we're talking about a couple feet in terms of any structural changes. It's just adding a bathroom, and I can't imagine any other impact that would be negative to the community. The kids are well managed and well behaved and well taught, and the drop-offs and pickups go very smoothly in the morning as in the afternoons. As you mentioned, there's a temporary parking right in the front, and it works very smoothly, and people are in and out of there very quickly. So I just want to be in support of Ms. Fielding and suggest that I don't think that there would be any negative impact to the community. It would be nothing but a positive impact.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak? Would you state your name, please?
Good evening. My name is Lori Vicks-Rosgord, and I live at 244 17th Street. I'm about 5 doors down and across the alley from this facility, and I've been there for over 25 years. My own 2 daughters went through Growing Tree. They have just graduated high school and are in high school. My younger daughter actually has volunteered at Growing Tree off and on throughout the years. So I've lived there for 25 years. The traffic is a no-brainer issue in the alley, on the street. It doesn't have an impact that I've ever seen that's been detrimental. And I think it's a tremendous service. And I can also say the quality of instruction that is provided at this facility has been outstanding. I've had parents joke that it's the college prep preschool in town. I don't think that's her intention, but those kids come out, and you can speak to any teacher, kindergarten teacher at McGaw, and they go, oh yeah, those are Growing Tree kids. They are prepared for kindergarten from having gone through that her program, and that's outstanding. And she is truly an asset to the community. And again, I'm less than 100 yards away from her building, and it's not an issue. I've never seen it there be any kind of issue.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate your coming down tonight. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? Here comes one more.
Hi, my name is Jeff Brecker, and my son goes to Growing Tree as well. He's actually now going into kindergarten, but he's been there since he was 2. He's now 5, and my wife and I have very much appreciated the fact that we had a business like this or a school like this for our kids, for our son. It's been it's been a tremendous asset for us to have that in this community. As Soretta and Pete alluded to, there's no other preschools that offer daycare throughout the day. Both my wife and I work, and it would have been very difficult if we didn't have this in our community. That's it. I'm supportive of her.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who'd like to speak? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Any discussion from our... Move for approval. We have a motion to approve conditional use permit 15-6.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Vote, please. 3 votes in favor.
Madam Chair, again, this is the final decision of the Planning Commission. The 10-day appeal period to the City Council starts tomorrow, July 21st.
Thank you. Do we have a director's report this evening?
Yes, and Madam Chair, if I can just add to the applicant, during this 10-day appeal period, the construction activity cannot occur. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Regarding director's report, going back, Madam Chair, I just need to verify that we did formally excuse Commissioner Sloan. I don't know if we formally made a motion to excuse him. And for the record, we probably should do that.
Shall we do that?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion that we formally excuse Planning Commissioner Sloan for his absence this evening.
I'll second that.
Let's vote.
Motion passes, and just to let you know that the credit goes to the city clerk. I wasn't aware of the city clerk was the one who passed a note to me.
Okay, very
So
good.
she's obviously more astute than I am in that regard. I'm paying attention.
Because we haven't been doing it for Paul Pratt, so that confused me.
Yeah, I think Paul Pratt was a different incident in regards to he gave a notice, but it just wasn't surrendered yet by the council member.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anything else in your report this evening?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay. Anybody with concerns for the director or for Planning Commission? Okay. And you don't have any, Deb? In that case, we are adjourned until Monday, August 3rd, 2015 at 7 p.m.
Kenny Drew Jr.